Bonjour à tous et bienvenue sur BON. Hi fellow viewers, you're watching BON. Welcome to share my daily tricks for learning Chinese. My name is Tchiégué and I'm glad to have you there because we're gonna have much more to share today. Installez-vous bien, ça commence tout de suite. Over 5 centuries before Christ, the great Chinese philosopher Confucius said, 道之以政，齐之以刑，民免而无耻，道之以德，齐之以礼，有耻解革. Which means, regulated by the edicts and punishments, people will know only how to stay out of trouble, but will not have a sense of shame. Guided by virtues and rights, they will not only have a sense of shame, but also know how to correct their mistakes of their own accord. Welcome back on BON. You're watching Tricks for Learning Chinese. Today we'll be talking about numbers. And for you who are just joining us today, no matter if you never had any knowledge of Chinese before, at the end of today's program, you'll be able to count from 1 to 10 in Chinese with a perfect pronunciation, just like a native Chinese. The very first thing to have in mind before pronouncing any Chinese word is the basic 4 tones. Those tones are ah, 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 ah. It's important to insist about this, as the whole Chinese spoken language uses only these 4 tones. Just like if a kid wants to learn how to write in English, the very first thing would be to know the 26 letters of the alphabet. So in Chinese, fortunately, we don't have any alphabet. There are only 4 tones to know. Last week, we introduced how to count numbers, how to count from 1 to 10 in Chinese. Do you remember? I'm sure you do. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very simple, right? Really musical. We can even put it in a scale, you know? Let's do it on the blackboard. So this is our scale. Let's put the numbers inside the way they sound musically. You remember all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, 1, simple. R is a falling tone, so it goes this way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's another way to remember these numbers according to their tones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very rhythmical and simple. So, let me write them in Chinese first. So you see how interesting it is, right? And not only how to say them, but also how to represent them with fingers. You know, in most of Western countries, you can represent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the fingers of one hand. But from 6 above 5, it's kind of difficult. Everybody goes with his own personal rule. But in Chinese, there is a traditional kind of fixed official rule for this. Very interesting, very interesting. From 1 to 10 with only one hand, the fingers of a hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, we said about 10, you have various types. They are also all traditional. You have 10 like this, shi, or shi, or shi. This represents the Chinese character of 10. Remember, on the blackboard, we wrote it. 10 is like a plus. So let's try a little game exercise, okay? Let's have a little game. If I show you a sign now, can you immediately tell me in Chinese which number it is? Yes, I mean you who are watching. Let's try, okay? Just for fun. For instance, if I show you this, you should say R. If I show this, you should say E for 1, right? Now, let's try. Ready? Here we go. Shi. Good. You should say it before me. Say it just as soon as I show you, and then I will tell you the right answer. Let's go. Si. You got it? Once more. San. Another one. E. What about this? Pa. Pa for 8. And this. Jiu. Jiu. 9. Another one. Remember? Qi for 7. Qi. What about the easiest? This one. E. Good. Now let's try something else. Let's change now, okay? What if I tell you a number and you show me the sign with your fingers? Can you try? I'll tell you a number and you should show me the sign. It means, if I say, for instance, Liu, that is 6, you should show this sign. Liu. If I say Shi, that's 10, you should show me the sign immediately. Can we try? E. I guess it's good. Let's try another one. Shi. Good. Pa. 8. Good. This sign. Another one. Wu. Wu. Here we go. San. San. Here. And the last one. Qi. Qi. Here we go. You got it? Good. You can train yourself like this. You can practice at home by yourself. It's really not complicated. It's very easy and it's melodious. You can play with this and recite them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you even have a kind of warm way to practice it. Even when you're doing your sport, you can start to count. To practice how to count from 1 to 10 in Chinese. When you're doing sport, usually it's rhythmical, right? And you can start to count. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see? Isn't it funny? Easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very simple. If you consider it hard, you can first make it from 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have another way. You know, when I was studying in the Beijing Language and Culture University 5 years ago, there was a nice piece of traditional rap to practice this pronunciation with fingers. I mean, a traditional rap, really, because it uses Chinese and the movement of body. We did something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is easy to say, but how to accompany it with fingers at the same time, so fast, it's not easy. Let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, you see, it's not so easy. You can try it at home. Try it, make it faster and faster and faster. You'll see how interesting it is. Hey, I'm Francis. This is China. You want to know more about China? Come with me.
He can listen, speak, read, write and perform in Chinese.
After the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games, more and more foreigners are interested in this country. Are you interested too? Want to know something about this? Then come with me. Let's study some Chinese together.
Francis, a superstar in China for 5 years. He's got the tricks for learning Chinese.
我去商店买东西。
15 minutes every day with Francis's tricks and you can speak Chinese.
Welcome to China. Welcome to study some Chinese. So, just for fun, I'll tell you a piece of Chinese tongue twister that uses the number 9 and 6 in a short story. Actually, the story is about a cattle of 99 cows carrying 99 baskets. Each basket contains 99 portions of oil. And they are so heavy that the cows are walking limply, you know. Therefore, they have lost some oil on the way. Now, in each basket, in each of the 99 baskets, only remains 66 portions of oil out of 99. So how many portions did they lose on the way? Just such a simple story. In Chinese, the story is very rhythmical and melodious, and it's a difficult tongue twister. Listen. 说99头牛驮着99个篓，每一篓装着99斤油。牛被油篓扭着走，油篓磨坏篓漏油，那么99斤一个篓，还剩66斤油。你说漏了几十几斤油？ Isn't that interesting? You can try it. Why not? Just for fun and to practice your tongue. 好了，那我们今天的节目到这就要结束了。感谢您的收看，让我们明天同一个时间不见不散。Well, fellow viewers, let's make it again tomorrow on BON, same time. I'm Francis Tchiégué. Thanks for watching. Au revoir et à demain. Bye for now. 再见，再见，明天见。爱清扫。是这样，盯着司令讲爱清扫，真是不寻常。我佩服你真的机灵有胆量，尽管在规则面前耍花枪，我无有抗日救国的好思想，你能够舍己救人不慌张。
参谋长，休要扭夸奖，设计救人不担当，排查官，看兴亡将不一起，第一桩司令朝来有逃亡，我有心。
Tones are ah, 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 ah. It's important to insist about this, as the whole Chinese spoken language uses only these 4 tones. Just like if a kid wants to learn how to write in English, the very first thing would be to know the 26 letters of the alphabet. So in Chinese, fortunately, we don't have any alphabet. There are only 4 tones to know. Last week we introduced how to count numbers, how to count from 1 to 10. 民免而无耻，道之以德，齐之以礼，有耻解革, which means, regulated by the edicts and punishments, people will know only how to stay out of trouble, but will not have a sense of shame. Guided by virtues and rights, they will not only have a sense of shame, but also know how to correct their mistakes of their own accord. Bonjour à tous et bienvenue sur BON. Hi fellow viewers, you're watching BON. Welcome to share my daily tricks for learning Chinese. My name is Tchiégué and I'm glad to have you there because we're gonna have much more to share today. Installez-vous bien, ça commence tout de suite. Over 5 centuries before Christ, the great Chinese philosopher Confucius said, 道之以政，齐之以刑. Welcome back on BON. You're watching Tricks for Learning Chinese. Today we'll be talking about numbers. And for you who are just joining us today, no matter if you never had any knowledge of Chinese before, at the end of today's program, you'll be able to count from 1 to 10 in Chinese with a perfect pronunciation, just like a native Chinese. The very first thing to have in mind before pronouncing any Chinese word is the basic 4 tones. Those